Hello everyone, and now we begin with the round of 16. For our first matchup of the episode, we will see the 8-seed MadCatter take on the 24-seed Hammerhead. For our first matchup, we see the 8-seed MadCatter take on the 24-seed Hammerhead. Hammerhead is a rookie this season, and they also took down another fellow rookie in Hypershock in their last matchup, where they very much easily won. And for MadCatter, they're coming off a win against Blue Flame, which they manhandled Blue Flame pretty easily. And so from the Hammerhead for this fight, there's not much to attack on MadCatter, which is going to pose some issues for Hammerhead. But if that hammer can do some good damage, if they could somehow get into MadCatter's weapon and somehow break them apart. But that's going to be very hard for them to do. And for MadCatter, all they need to do is get under Hammerhead, which should be pretty easy. And so this will be a very interesting fight to see who will get into the quarterfinals. Let's go down to the pits to see who wins this fight. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin, and it's looking like MadCatter is going to get under Hammerhead here. And there goes MadCatter again getting under Hammerhead. Hammerhead is a low bot, but not as low as MadCatter is, which is going to be an issue for Hammerhead. But Hammerhead now putting MadCatter in the screws. Good job by Hammerhead there. They're going to have to do better than that if they want to win this fight. And another get some good shots for that here by Hammer from Hammerhead. But MadCatter is staying composed and getting some good shots in the meanwhile. And another great shot by MadCatter as the Hammerhead starts to crumble and MadCatter throws them out of the arena. Well, that was a relatively quick fight. MadCatter found a way to get under Hammerhead, even though Hammerhead started to push and try to get MadCatter on the screws. But MadCatter found most of what they needed to do and got some good shots on the Hammerhead, and eventually threw Hammerhead out of the arena to get to the quarterfinals for the first time in their career. Great win by MadCatter as they move on to the quarterfinals for the first time ever for them. In our next matchup, we will stay on this left side of the bracket as we will see the 4-seed 4-face versus the 13-seed Hydra. Now we see the 4-seed 4-face take on the 13-seed Hydra. As we all know, or most of us know, 4-face is the lowest ranked 4-0 bot this season, now 5-0, since they just beat, I believe, Diablo, which they used their flipper for that matchup as in Sadness. And for Hydra, they're looking to get an upset here as they just took down Biohazard, which was the 20-seed, pretty dang easily. And looks like Hydra is going with a configuration which has a lot less flipper power, but has more ideal ground game and prevents that flipper from breaking easier, because they don't know what bot 4-face is gonna choose, and for 4-face they could pose a bunch of issues for Hydra. But we'll have to see who can win this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. It looks like 4-face has chosen Fear to go against Hydra. It looks like Hydra is getting under Fear from the start, but we'll see if Fear can bounce back. Fear has been used one other time besides this matchup against Beta in their last regular season fight. And so far, it's both bots getting under each other. But now here comes Hydra getting under. A ground game is paying off, and a big flip by Hydra. There's the first 2 flips, mainly by Hydra, as Fear now gets the backside and trying to get that lifter into action for Four-Face to have a chance to win this fight with Fear. They're gonna have to take the long route here to win this fight, but there's some good flips by Hydra in the process of me saying that, obviously. And good job by Fear, still controlling Hydra around. But Hydra getting under, but not consistently, as Fear is pushing back and trying to get Hydra down the screws, which they do. Fear is doing a great job of getting under Hydra. Hydra's ground game is not low enough for Fear. But Hydra can win this in a heartbeat if they get a flipper into action. Another good flip by Hydra. 4 flips now by Hydra, I believe. Now 5. And there's 6. And there goes the lifter of Fear. And there's their 8th, I believe, flip by Hydra. And the 9th. And Fear is out of the arena. What a matchup. Fear had some points where they controlled this matchup and they looked like they were going to win. But Hydra never let up and never let them get their stance too much, as Hydra landed some of their own flips in this matchup. And Fear didn't know really how to respond to those, but besides keep getting flipped by Hydra. But Fear had some responses of somewhat putting Hydra on the screws and putting that flipper under Hydra where they couldn't do anything. But Hydra came back and still landed more flips, which ended up being Fear's downfall, as Four-Face takes their first loss of their career. And Hydra even eventually, after like the 7th or 8th flip, broke off the lifter of Fear and then threw Fear out of the arena for the win. What a win by Hydra, taking down the 4-seed Four-Face and getting the upset. And for our next matchup, we will head to the right side of the bracket. And now for our next matchup, we will see the 6-seed Mannerheim take on the 11-seed Barricade. Now we see a match between Mannerheim and Barricade. Mannerheim is basically a brick of their own, and they took down Bloodbath in their last matchup. And for Barricade, they took down Standalone pretty dang easily. And so for Mannerheim, they're facing kind of a brick, but they're a brick of themselves. So this might be a very interesting matchup, very quick or very short. If Barricade can somehow break the brick in Mannerheim, they could win this fight, but I don't see how they can do that, as Mannerheim can easily just toy with them and flip them around. But we have seen stranger things on this channel and in real life in Battlebots. The Barricade can somehow pull off the upset. But let's see who can win this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin, and it's looking like Barricade is not getting under Mannerheim here. Mannerheim is a brick, and they are mostly battling around Barricade here, as they're a good shot by Barricade, I guess, but Mannerheim gets right back up to their good position they need to be in for this fight, and they get a nice shot by Barricade a little bit, but a big shot by Mannerheim and 2 flips, and now Barricade cannot drive, and the fight is over. Well, a couple flips is all Mannerheim needed. Good couple shots first by Barricade, but once But once Mannerheim found a way to close the gap on Barricade in this fight, they got one good flip to break so Barricade couldn't drive or spin up, and then a third flip to get Barricade out of the arena. Great win by Mannerheim as they move on to the quarterfinals. Great win by Mannerheim as they march into the quarterfinals. And for our next matchup, we're staying here on the right side as we see a match between the 7 seed Roadkill and the 10 seed Blip. It looks like we have a rematch here between the 7 seed Roadkill and the 10 seed Blip. These two did play earlier this season where Roadkill pretty easily took the win and had no trouble against Blip. And Roadkill in this fight is looking for that staple 10 career win. And for Blip, they just trying to get more wins because they're a rookie this season. So they want to get their revenge against Roadkill here. But they're going to have to do better than last time if they want that to happen. Let's see who wins this rematch down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the battle begin, and it looks like Roadkill gets under like last time in this rematch. And Blip has not done nothing so far. And Roadkill gets under again with their second flip of the match. Blip already struggling like last time. Third flip by Roadkill, a fourth flip by Roadkill, and Blip is out of the arena. Well, it looks like Blip did nothing different. They went up onto Roadkill's flipper and let Roadkill land a mass ton of flips. Roadkill got more than last time, landing 5 flips and getting the win. Great win by Roadkill as they don't let Blip get their revenge. And for our next matchup, we'll head back to the left side of the bracket. And for our next matchup, we will see the 32 seed Blacksmith take on the 16 seed Uppercut. And for our next matchup, we see the 16 seed Uppercut take on the 32 seed Blacksmith. Blacksmith got the biggest upset of the tournament so far, where they took down the 1 seed Bonk, which was undefeated in their career. So now they're taking on the 16 seed Uppercut, which Uppercut beat out Jackpot to get here. And so I would say Uppercut has most of the advantage here because they might be a lower bot and have a more powerful weapon. So they could easily manhandle Blacksmith, but Blacksmith could get under them because Uppercut has wheels, and so if Uppercut makes mistakes, Blacksmith could get under and capitalize and eventually throw Uppercut out of the arena. But we'll have to see if they can do that down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. It's looking like Uppercut is going to get under Blacksmith here, and a good shot by Uppercut there too, and a great shot by Uppercut. Uppercut is taking control of Blacksmith here. Now here comes Blacksmith getting under Uppercut now, but Uppercut gets right back to where they need to and gets under Blacksmith yet again, and gets a great shot on Blacksmith here. Uppercut is completely taking control of Blacksmith and making them look like the 32 seed. And knockout. This fight is over. Uppercut made Blacksmith look like not a good bot, which is what Bonk should have done. But because Uppercut got some great shots on Blacksmith, and Blacksmith couldn't do much of anything as Uppercut kept hitting shot after shot, and with Blacksmith only getting under once, and then Uppercut eventually put Blacksmith on the screws, and then hit him one last time to get them out of the arena. Great win by Uppercut. Great win by Uppercut as they will now take on MadCatter in the quarterfinals. And for our next matchup, we will move back to the right side of the bracket. For our next matchup, we will see the 2-seed Witch Doctor take on the 15-seed Sawblaze. Now we see the 2-seed Witch Doctor take on the 15-seed Sawblaze. Witch Doctor has now had 20 total fights, which I believe is the most out of any bot on this channel. And for Sawblaze, they have a very even career record at 7-7, and so if they win this fight, they will have one win above even career record. And for Witch Doctor, they just want to continue their win streak and not get their 5th loss of their career. And they want to continue their undefeated streak and try to win the Giant Nut this year. And for Sawblaze, they also want to get the upset. Let's see who can win this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. It's looking like Witch Doctor is going to get under Sawblaze there. And they're under again. And they get under again, putting Sawblaze in the screws. And they get under again. And they throw Sawblaze out of the arena. Well, I guess it only took Witch Doctor 4 hits to get Sawblaze out of the arena. The second one was putting Sawblaze on the screws, and then putting him further on the screws, and eventually throwing Sawblaze out of the arena for the win. Great win by Witch Doctor as they will take on the 7-seed Roadkill in the quarterfinals. And for our next matchup, we will stay on the right side as we will see the last match of the right side between the 3-seed Whiplash and the 14-seed Bloodsport. Now for our next matchup, we see the 3-seed Whiplash take on the 14-seed Bloodsport. And Whiplash pretty easily won their last fight against the 30-seed Switchback. And for Bloodsport, they had to grind it out and barely beat the 19-seed Bronco, and Bloodsport showed a bunch of weaknesses in that matchup that Bronco very much exposed in their new design. And so if Whiplash can do the same thing, they could pose problems for Bloodsport, but if Bloodsport get the right hits, they could tear apart Whiplash in one hit. So this will be a very interesting matchup, and we'll have to see down in the pits if Bloodsport can get the upset. Let's head over to the pits right now. Let the bot battle begin. And a good shot by both bots there in that exchange. And a great shot, I believe, by Bloodsport there. Yeah, Bloodsport got a great shot, hopefully breaking off that lifter of Whiplash. But we'll have to see if Whiplash can it works. But now it does look like it's working, so they didn't tear it off then. And a great shot by Bloodsport there. It actually looks like they have torn it off. And there goes Whiplash's entire front. Like I said, Bloodsport can tear off Whiplash in one part, and that's what they did there. And now Whiplash is helpless. They're going to have to hope for basically a miracle if they want to beat Bloodsport here, as Bloodsport has basically won this fight already. And all to do is finish and get that body out of the arena of Whiplash. And they're batting around Whiplash now, as Bloodsport is being careful, and a good pop-up by Whiplash there. But Bloodsport getting the better shots. They use their forks there and get Whiplash in the screws. The Whiplash gets back out, and then they put Whiplash back in the screws. And Whiplash is out of the arena. Great effort by Whiplash. Whiplash got some good exchanges, even kind of the first one in some reality, but the second one was more in favor of Bloodsport, I would say, and the third one definitely was in favor of Bloodsport too, but and also in most of the fight, Bloodsport had the greater shots, but that lift by Whiplash was pretty good, but that Bloodsport broke off the entire front of Whiplash, and Whiplash was basically helpless against Bloodsport, but had like 2 pop-ups with that body against Bloodsport. Bloodsport has proven that they are a very powerful machine, but they definitely have weaknesses and have ways to beat them. But all in all, great win by Bloodsport. With that win by Bloodsport, that rounds out the right side of the round of 16, with the 2-seed Witch Doctor playing the 7-seed Roadkill, the 14-seed Bloodsport taking on the 6-seed Mannerheim. And for our last matchup of the episode, we will head back to the left side of the bracket. And for our last matchup of the episode, we will see the 5-seed channel mascot Emulsion take on the Ballistics Test Robotics mascot, the 12-seed Nemesis. And now we see the 5-seed Emulsion take on the 12-seed Nemesis for our last matchup of the episode. And this is basically a main event. We have 2 channel mascots here in Emulsion, which is my channel mascot, and the 12-seed Nemesis, which is Ballistics Test Robotics' channel mascot. And this is going to be a great matchup. We could easily see Emulsion losing this fight because Nemesis, especially on his channel, is known for sheer power and having a very good weapon as a full body spinner, and so they could pose very much issues for Emulsion. But if Emulsion can get under and close the gap on Nemesis, they could pose issues for Nemesis. But this fight I could see going either way. Let's see who wins this match down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. Great shot by Emulsion to begin things off, and good job closing the gap by Emulsion there. But Nemesis can change that very easily. And some great shots by Nemesis, and getting Emulsion on the screws and getting another good shot. And they break Emulsion with 2 of those forks, and there goes the flipper. Now Emulsion has a very low chance of winning this fight, but they still have 1 fork, so they can still somehow get Nemesis on the screws, because Nemesis struggles when other bots have some sort of fork system. But Nemesis so far is doing a great job against the channel mascot, and a good job by Emulsion flipping them on their back. But there goes the other fork of Emulsion. Now it's Nemesis' game. If they can rip off the back part of Emulsion, they could win this fight very easily. But Emulsion's not gonna let that happen easily, as they're still fighting to try to win this fight. And now they're trying to close the gap, and as they do, they put Nemesis on the screws again and again. Great job by Emulsion and what was left of them. And they put Nemesis on their back again. That's going to be an issue for Nemesis, as they put Nemesis on the screws, and they get Nemesis out of the arena. What a win and comeback by Emulsion. What a comeback. Emulsion looked like they were not going to win this fight with the way Nemesis was playing, hitting some great shots on Emulsion there. And Nemesis broke apart Emulsion of 2 forks and left them with their flipper and a fork, but then broke off their flipper, and then eventually Emulsion had no forks left, and they were using that body to somehow get Nemesis on their back twice. And in the end, Nemesis could not handle the pressure Emulsion was giving them, because Emulsion got him on the screws one last time, and then eventually got Nemesis out of the arena. Great win by Emulsion, and what a comeback. Great win by Emulsion, rounding out the round of 16 with their comeback win against Nemesis. And the bots that will be from the right side are the 16 seed Uppercut taking on the 8 seed MadCatter, the 13 seed Hydra taking on the 5 seed Emulsion. Now let's see who will be in the championship episode. The bots that are competing in the championship episode, which is the final episode of season 3, are the 16 seed Uppercut, the 8 seed MadCatter, the 13 seed Hydra, the 5 seed Emulsion, the 2 seed Witch Doctor, the 7 seed Roadkill, the 14 seed Bloodsport, and the 6 seed Mannerheim. All these matchups will be next episode. See you in the next one. Bye!